Most leadership fires don't start from the original mistake. It starts from the reaction to it. You have a critical failure. Something goes wrong. Something gets missed. And immediately, leaders feel that they have to act. They have to fix it. They have to control it. They have to make sure it never happens again. So they add more process. They add more approvals. They add more policies. They add more checkoffs. They add more oversight. But here's the truth. Even though it may feel responsible, the reactionary leadership is only going to create a second failure. Because when you build a system under pressure, you often build too much. And when you build too much, you create multiple pressure points. And when that happens, that's how leaders start fires that they have to put out. So when you do have a critical failure, what happens? All of a sudden, everybody wants answers. Everybody wants to know why something got missed. Everybody wants to know why the process failed. And now leadership has pressure to make sure that they fix it and make sure it never happens again. So leadership responds fast. They end up putting in new policies. They put in new checklists, new sign-offs, new requirements, new layers of control. When leaders build process from panic, they end up overbuilding. They end up making it too complex. They don't consider real operations, and those real operations can't sustain the process that they have put together. So what ends up happening, you have a subsequent failure. Not because people are stupid, not because people want to fail, but because you've made it so complex that the operations cannot handle the process that you created. If this situation is resonating with you, we created a playbook to help people walk through these issues. We found 10 major mistakes that leaders make every day that end up creating even bigger fires for them. If you are interested, drop a comment below or send me an email. I'll get that playbook. This playbook helps people walk through these fires, how to avoid them, and how to get themselves out of them. Because most leadership failures are easy to fix, especially if you can catch it soon enough. Now let's look at aviation, one of the safest industries in the world. And it's not because they add endless process when things goes wrong. They actually investigate differently. They build systems around reality. They have checklists, they have critical steps, they have cross-checks, they have redundancy, they have communication. And when failure happens, they don't ask who they blame. They ask what in the system failed. Because aviation understands things that most leaders miss, that accidents rarely happen from one mistake. They come from multiple layers of things lining up. And the fix is not more complexity. So how can you fix this? What can you do when a critical failure happens without making more problems for everybody in your team? Well, most importantly, before you do anything else, you need to have a temporary stopgap. You need to be able to run that investigation, but yes, you need to be able to make sure that nothing more is going to happen out of this issue. So you do need to have that person to be able to focus on the oversight while the investigation is happening. Now, before you actually change any process after this failure, run a 3-step filter. Number 1, what do you know? Not what do you assume happened. What do you actually know? What are facts? No emotion, just facts. Number 2, what was the actual failure point? This is what the investigation will hopefully tease out for you, but you need to know exactly where the breakdown was and where that system failure was. And then number 3, what is the smallest change that you can make that will make the biggest impact? Not 10 changes, just 1. Because the best fix is the simplest and sustainable fix. That's how strong systems are built. And if you want the full crisis leadership playbook, comment below or send me an email. I'll make sure to get it to you. And if these types of conversations help you with your leadership crisis and conflict, hit subscribe, because strong leadership is not about reacting fast. It's about understanding fast.